huge lump of ice and rock is racing toward Earth at over 200,000 kilometers an hour.
There's a very short time in which to prepare any sort of response to a major emergency of this kind. There would be no time to develop any more powerful type of rocket than is in everyday use at the present time. And that rocket would have to be refitted in about 12 months in order to carry a payload of some 4 tons. If this doesn't work, there's absolutely nothing we can do to avoid the greatest natural catastrophe that civilization has ever experienced.
Something like that will release 100 million megatons of energy. It plows through the atmosphere in a second or two. Whether it's a deep ocean or not, doesn't matter. It's so much bigger than even the depth of the deepest ocean that it just blasts out a huge crater. This is going to obliterate all the life on a continental scale. Anything that's unprotected is going to die within the first few minutes after this impact.
The problem with this is we have to wait until the comet is really quite close to the Earth, about 2 weeks before the impact. But at that time it will be possible to transmit a radio signal to the comet. The comet will reflect a part of this signal, and that will be then received at the ground as an echo. Now, the transmitted signal will have a particular frequency, and the echo will have a slightly different frequency. And on the basis of these radar data, that we will then be able to calculate exactly where on the surface of the Earth and at what time the comet will hit.
I went out and interviewed people and asked them what were they doing to prepare. And what we found was that people who were older, people who had higher income and the ability to buy supplies, but also people who had an internal locus of control, those people who believe that what they do can make a difference to prepare, were more likely to prepare than those who had an external locus of control, those who believed that what was going to happen to them was determined by fate or by luck.
The tremendous amount of energy involved in an impact of this magnitude would cause the release of charged particles. There would be no time to develop any more powerful type of rocket than is in everyday use at the present time, and that rocket would have to be refitted in about 12 months in order to carry a payload of some 4 tons.
If they don't crack it, the sensor at least will give us the exact position of the comet.
The vast explosive power of the warhead is dissipated into space. The comet remains on course for
What's
Earth.
really going to cause the Earth problems is the high-speed ejecta that falls all over the Earth. This stuff has condensed from the vapor, it forms tiny little particles and rains back into the atmosphere all over the Earth. At the same time, there's a lot of rock debris, fist-sized fragments that fall in here and there around the Earth. But the dangerous part is really these small particles. While the particles penetrate the atmosphere, they heat themselves up, and that causes thermal radiation that bathes the surface. The surface temperatures may rise as high as 600 or 700 degrees. That will cause forests to burst into flame. Any unprotected animals, human beings that can't get under cover will essentially be roasted alive.
The temperature outside soon reaches 400 degrees Celsius. The Earth is burning.